All right, you're good to go.
Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. Hey, everyone. Ashley here from Dental HQ, and I am coming at you today with another feature-focused webinar. I meet with my marketing team regularly, and Hannah is actually on this call with us on our call today, just monitoring the chat. So shout out to our marketing team. Hannah's the one who actually manages what you see in terms of our customer newsletters. So all of that relevant information that we hit you with on a weekly basis. Our marketing team is in charge of putting all that together. And I just like to introduce Hannah since she's on the call with us today. So she is monitoring the chat. She is going to stay up to date with all of that. If you have any questions, please do chime in at any point in time. So we are going to get into it today. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you, and today's feature focused webinar talks all about reporting. Now, we felt when we had our little collab about what we should discuss, we felt reporting was the most pertinent thing because we realized that we are one of the most competitive partners out there in terms of membership plan platforms to partner with in terms of like getting you the reporting you need. We feel very strongly about that because we are real dental people. I personally have over 15 years of office management experience working as a consultant as well. And I know that in order to know your profitability in a practice, you need to be able to see your numbers. And so we've built a lot of things in our system that show you your numbers. And today we wanted to specifically go over how to find those numbers, how to find that detailed reporting, what reports I feel are the most important to kind of stay on top of if you're an office manager or a business owner, or even just somebody working the front desk. Maybe you're that treatment coordinator whose job is to manage the membership plans, right? So this will be a conversation tailored to all of those individuals just to really help you know your numbers. And even more so, why numbers are important to know around this time of year is because we just entered into the new year, right? So happy new year to everybody. Usually at that end of year, beginning of year time frame is where we want to know, okay, what do our numbers look like for last year? And where are we sitting financially, right? A lot of things customers will do with the start of the new year too, I'll just kind of plug this real quick, is update their plan prices. So if you're a customer on this call and you've not updated your membership plan rates, know that you can absolutely do so. You can change those at any point in time. We encourage you to do that. We always recommend you hop on a call with an account manager to do that, just to make sure you're taking the right series of clicks. So feel free to reach out if you ever need help in doing that. Please do schedule with us. I'll show you how to get to all that fun stuff today where you can schedule with an account manager right through the platform. And of course, just chime into the chat too, because if you're on the call today and you need help, like we want to know about it, I'm going to be able to answer real-time questions here as they pop up on these webinars. Please do just add your questions to the chat, right? That's what Hannah's here for. And we'll take time at the end of this webinar today to answer any questions you hit me with today. I'll just answer them on the fly. So that's always fun. All right, guys, let's get into it. I mentioned I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to do just that. I have a demo account pulled up. So, in terms of me sharing my screen, you're going to see what looks like a Dental HQ platform here. In just a minute, Hannah, I requested to share my screen. And you're going to
Yep.
see what looks like a Dental HQ platform, and you are going to see dummy patient information. Okay, so this is not real patient info. This is all just a dummy demo account we've created to be able to have webinars like this and show you how the platform works. So, in terms of your numbers, we hit you with quite a lot, honestly, right here on your dashboard. Whoever logs into Dental HQ, whether it's you as a business owner, an office manager, or your team, you're all logged in and hit with the dashboard. We feel this is the most important place to land first. Why? Because knowing your numbers keeps you informed. Especially my business owners, my office managers, we want to make sure you have the numbers so you can in turn hold your team accountable. So we give you quick snapshots of how many patients do you have actually on your membership plan, a breakdown of who's paying monthly, who's paying annually, right? And then this number here should be a goal. So this isn't a number that the platform generates. It's actually a number we want you to generate. So this is a good one to always be aware of. Anytime you're thinking about having a membership plan or you have a membership plan, how many uninsured patients do we have in our practice? Now, that's not a number we can automatically pull for you. You run that report in your practice management software. So whether that's Curve, Open Dental, Dentrix, EagleSoft, run that report, know how many uninsured patients you have in your office. And if you're a business owner or a plan coordinator on our platform, if you have a higher permission level, you can change that number to whatever number makes sense for your office, right? So knowing that number is important, it helps you to establish goals. Again, just knowing numbers is kind of what we're focusing on here overall. Other quick snapshots, your revenue. Where are we at for this month so far? Where are we at year to date? Obviously, we expect those numbers, if you're looking at your platform right now, we expect those numbers to be a little bit low because number one, we're just about halfway through the first month and we're just in the first month of the year, right? So these numbers should be the same right now because we're in the month of January. And if you haven't logged into your platform and you're not following along with me while we're on this webinar, feel free to do so, guys. Feel free to log into your platform, and that's where you might get some questions starting to fuel in your brain. Again, pop those into the chat. A lot of other numbers, widgets, graph, charts, pie charts to break things down for you. So these are all just different ways that nerdy brains look at different numbers, right? How many active members do we have? This is a fun one to pay attention to. Are we seeing a dip? This to me right here, guys, this would be a red flag if I was a business manager. I would say, hey, we had, 253 members in the month of November. We are now down to zero. If that was truly the case, why did we lose 253 members, right? Huge red flag. Again, demo account. So things look a little wonky here, but we point things out like this to kind of make it over the top so you get the idea of what little things you're trying to pay attention to. This is a great one. Okay. So if I was seeing something like this, I would say, all right, how many members are we adding each month? We want to see these numbers in the higher range, right? The goal is to always add X amount of members per month. What is your goal? If you're a business owner, you're an office manager, you should be setting goals with your team. Is that one of your monthly goals you're tracking? I would challenge you to set it. How many days are you open in any given month? That should drastically influence where you set that goal. If you're open 20 days this month, can you add 20 members a month? That's one member a day, right? That's not very many members or to add per day. So realistic, attainable goals is what I like to always stress there. So how many members have you added each month? This gives you a quick snapshot of that. In December, we did great, right? We added 24 annual paying members. That's awesome. And then shout out to just all of you real quick, all of our customers. We did have one of the highest member adding quarters last quarter in Q4. So I attribute that a lot to like open enrollment season. You saw we were pushing a lot of marketing efforts focused around making sure you're hitting your patient base with that messaging, right? Obviously that worked because we are seeing a lot of offices who have added a lot of members over the course of Q4 of just this last year. So great work out there, guys. Keep it up. This one looks kind of crazy. In your office, it won't look as chaotic or as colorful because mostly you probably don't have as many plans, right? Most of my offices tend to have three, four, usually no more than six different plans that they offer. So in terms of this, you'd probably see, three, four, five, six different colors. This is telling you which of your plans is the most popular. So if I hover over this, I can see my most popular plan, right? The big green. I have 110 members enrolled in my adult wellness plan, is what that's telling me. So quick snapshots there as well of like what's working the best, where are we adding the most members, and just ways for you to kind of look for opportunities to grow and increase your success and your revenue. So I like to cover the dashboard because we hit you with a lot right on the dashboard. Other areas you can find members. And you wouldn't normally think of this. Like I'm not going to find a lot of numbers under my members tab per se, but you will find numbers and reporting as it pertains to that individual or that specific member. So what I mean by this is number one, all of your members have their own individual accounts, right? I have a lot of dummy accounts I've created for myself in here. What we can see is if you click on any patient or member's account, everybody has details of the numbers that are transactions, right, that they have paid. So knowing where to find that information is important. This obviously then influences our overall grader reporting that we'll get to here in a few moments. Things with numbers for your patients. I like to point out this fact as well because again, end of year or first of the year, we have patients generally calling and saying, hey, I need a receipt that shows everything I paid for in Dental HQ last year, right? I need it for tax purposes. That's coming up. Totally makes sense. If your patients need that end of year summary, know that they can actually get that on their own member portal. Okay. So if you go and click here to generate that year-end summary, you'll see that the system doesn't actually generate it for you. What we in turn actually want your patient to do, and you can explain this to them. This is a help article popping up, guys. Okay. So we have a help center with a lot of help articles, right? This is one of those. This is basically just saying, here are the key ways that your member needs to get access to their own information. If that patient needs a year-end summary, they should be accessing all of that data from their patient portal. That's a lot cleaner than transmitting patient information over email, right? We want to be HIPAA compliant. We want to be safe and secure as you're doing all of this. And this is our way of encouraging your team members to do just that, right? So encourage the patient to log into their patient portal. In working as a team member in the office, I've gone so far as to say, okay, we're on the phone. You need this. Great. Log in. Let me tell you how, right? Go to your patient sign up page. You can send this individual, your patient, your link to your patient sign up page, and they can log in as a member right from this page. So already a member login is what my mouse is hovering over here on the top right. You can see that. They can also log in right here. This is another area for them to log in. So they log into their patient portal and again, just basically read through that help article. They are very much able to download their own year-end summary right from within their patient portal. Patients are able to see a list of all their transactions they've completed on DentalHQ. They can see future transactions. They can see family members listed if they have a family account created. So everything they really need is right there for them already at their fingertips. It's just a matter of them going online and getting it. Now, I know you're probably thinking, all right, Ashley, but I got, Jane here who's 82 and she doesn't know how to technology. Well, the good news is you can also download all transactions for Jane if she needs that. Okay. So this is basically going to give you in the office the ability to download every single transaction that Jane has created over the course of her customer journey with you. All right. And obviously you can take that information, download it. We're going to get into talking about some files and reporting today. All right. So be prepared to nerd out with me. When you download things on DentalHQ, you're most likely going to get it in the form of an Excel spreadsheet or a CSV file. All right. Excel spreadsheet, hopefully everybody on this call knows what an Excel spreadsheet is. If not, you'll see me demonstrating one here in a few moments. A CSV file, what is that? It's really just a dump of data and numbers, but the good news is it's generally organized for you into columns and rows, very similar to an Excel spreadsheet. If you download any CSV, you can highlight it all, copy, paste all of that data, convert it into an Excel very easily. You can do that on Excel if you have Microsoft Excel. You can do that on Google Sheets, which is honestly my preferred because Google is free for now, right? So you're going to see as we flip into looking at more of like your office reporting here, how you can actually create those reports for your office. Before we navigate into that, one of my favorite things to also know about the members tab. So individual patient data, yes, it all lives right here, but I also like to know that we can filter our list of members in any sort of way we want to, right? So it defaults to always showing you your active members. If you want to see patients who are coming due for renewals in their next 30 days, that's a filter. This is a common one that should probably be used, right? Why is that important to know? Who's coming due for renewal in 30 days? You'll see that on my reporting here next, but common sense in dentistry should tell us if somebody's coming due for renewal, that is somebody who should also be on our schedule, right? They should be coming in for their recare. Members who are not automatically renewing. Why would that be the case? Well, when your team enrolled them as a member, did they take the payment in the office? Or did they take the payment and process the payment on DentalHQ? Right? So these are just all little things, not necessarily related to reporting there, but these are really good things to know because it affects your reporting, it affects your profitability, it affects your revenue. If you have patients who are not automatically renewing on DentalHQ, That's an area for improvement, right? So all of these patients, for whatever reason, don't have the ability for Dental HQ to charge them. So they made an in-office payment is what you will see if you flip that filter on your members tab. Do you have anybody who's not due to automatically renew? And if so, like what's the course of action here? I would call this patient and I would say, hey, Ashley, it looks like when you initially created your membership plan with us, we took that payment of $900 in the office. I would love just to get a card on file for you. And I can go and I can add that payment method right here. And now the system won't charge the patient immediately. We're just simply adding payment information. The system is going to charge the patient when they're due for renewal. So their terms outlined for you right here, their next payment dates outlined for you right here. All this is set up in a way to just ensure that you have that revenue coming in when that patient is due to renew. So this filters tab, I like to review this because this is, I feel like something that can get easily missed, right? We tend to like be so focused on taking care of the patient, which as you should be, but it's the little things that we know all of us type A dental nerds need to pay attention to, and just the little things we need to stay on top of. And we've built these filters in a way to help you keep easier tabs and track of who those patients are to stay on top of to make sure revenue's coming in. All right, reports. Let's get into it. On your ledger tab here, if you click on reports, your ledger tab is the first thing that displays. Every single customer that I talk to has a little bit of different systems in terms of how they track and account for their membership plan payments. So we've built the reporting to be very robust to help you to do just that, to make things easy. And that's specifically what this ledger tab does. So in terms of numbers and reporting, this is showing you every single patient, aka member, transaction that is occurring on Dental HQ. So all these patients are dummy patients. All these patients are having transactions occur on Dental HQ, right? They're either patients who are enrolling or renewing, or patients who are paying monthly. And it's the little details here again. So if we see the star next to a transaction, that means it's an in-office transaction. So while this patient paid, that transaction did not occur on Dental HQ, right? I should be able to look at my systems in your practice management software, whatever you have set up for your office. And on 12/17/2025, I should be able to somehow see that a $480 cash check payment was processed for this member for a Dental HQ membership plan payment. Right. So I like to review how to read the ledger, ways and key things that you should know about it. You can filter this ledger date. Typically, my offices that are going in to their practice management softwares and they're tracking every single payment in their PMS as it occurs on Dental HQ, fine to do that. This is definitely a tool you'd want to utilize to do that, right? Again, there's no right or wrong way to establish tracking and accounting. We definitely have recommendations of ways to make this easy for you. I give you my real life experience and how I did it as an office manager. If you get on a call with me, and the good news is you also have that in our financial tutorial. Again, Help Center financial tutorials right here. So we break it down for you in just this 4-page document. So just know that all those helpful tools exist for you as well. Hannah, we should be looking back at that ledger tab. Is my screen sharing staying up to date?
Yes, I see the reports tab.
Okay, perfect. And then we're on the ledger tab. Guys, I'm going to flip into payout reports. Payout reports shouldn't be anything that's brand new or unfamiliar to my business owners and my office managers. Our users that have a high level of security, right, or high level of permission have access to view payout reports. Standard users do not. So just know that that's always a key thing to know as you're setting up user accounts. Your payout reports tell you how much money is hitting your bank account. So Dental HQ is set to pay our customers. We pay you on or near the first of the month. Don't pay attention to those dates on this dummy account, okay? If you logged into your office, you'll see that that payout report, it generally defaults here to showing you the last 30 days. So it's probably just showing one payout report. I typically like to go year to date, right? How many payout reports have we received this year? or maybe even over the last 30 or 90 days, right? So you should see a list of basically the deposits as they're hitting doctor's bank account. And then, of course, you can view your payout reports in greater detail. Our payout reports always show not just the total dollar amount that hit doctor's bank account, they show a very detailed report of every transaction that occurred in order to equal or get to that total dollar amount that hit doctor's bank account. And then, of course, up at the top of a payout report is where you'll see that generalized summary. That summary shows you basically a breakdown of your billing model, right? If any fees were deducted from your, excuse me, your total payout and what that looks like for your office. I'm not going to click into all that because all those numbers don't really compute super well on this demo account anyway, and everybody's payout just looks a little bit different. But what I will say, guys, if you need help digesting your payout report, my support team is great. An account manager can help you. Reach out. That's what we're here for. You can always get help by just calling our support team or utilizing our help center and then reaching out to my support team with a ticket, aka an email, right? So just resources to help you in understanding your specific numbers. But for the most part, everybody's like payout report page here under reporting looks the same. Everybody has that net amount, and that is the true dollar amount that hit doctor's bank account. So that's the number we do like to push first and foremost. Everybody likes to look at these a little bit differently. So again, Excel spreadsheets, that's my Excel, SX, a CSV, or PDF. So if you're using QuickBooks, maybe we download it in one of these two ways. My preferred way of tracking and accounting, so in my office, was I specifically just looked at this payout report as it hit doctor's bank account. So I preferred to view the report as a PDF because that's all I needed. Everything was right there for me, and I was just working with the dollar amount that was truly coming in. What was our true collection, our true revenue? It was that net amount. So I didn't have to get too much into the weeds on being detailed with every single transaction that occurred. Again, our goal here at DentalHQ is to always make this easy for you. So if you think your tracking and accounting systems are convoluted or overly complex, or if they're taking your team a lot of time, what do I consider a lot of time? If your team is taking like an hour a month to track and account things in DentalHQ, reach out because we can have a conversation and see if there's ways we can make it easier for you. All right, activity and financial reports. I did a little pre-work on the back end because what I wanted to do on this webinar is make the most of our time in highlighting the reports that are my favorites, and I'll explain why. But in short, when you land on this page, if you're logged in and following along, know that these are all sorts of different types of reports you can run in DentalHQ. Now, guys, I'm not going to go through every single one of these because we need Hannah to be on with us for probably the rest of the day. But what I am going to do is highlight the ones that I feel are the most important and that you should pay attention to. Okay. And the reason why we have these little hearts is so that you can favorite whichever reports you decide you're going to run and stay on top of most frequently. So let's get into that. The first report I like to stay on top of is upcoming renewals. And I touched a little bit about on that at the start of this call. Why do I like staying on top of those upcoming renewals? Because those are my patients of opportunity, right? I know then if somebody's renewing on DentalHQ, they're much more likely to continue their membership if they're getting something in return, right? So if they're coming in for their recare. What you can do is you can run this upcoming renewals report. Again, my preferred way of running reports is honestly from the platform. It's probably a CSV because I just take the information, I copy it, and then I paste it onto a Google Sheet. Whenever you favorite a report, maybe your one of your favorite reports is new enrollments. You can input a name here for your own internal reference. So you can type whatever you want, right? Once you save that report, you click save, wait for it. There we go. It's going to show up here at the top, right? So that favorite report, I can very now quickly, easily access that and pull it as an Excel or as a CSV. Prior to running any favorited report or any report in general, you're going to want to probably adjust your date range, right? We don't want reports showing numbers from all time. That's chaos. So Generally, when I'm running the upcoming renewals report, I like to set a start date. So typically that always looks like today's date. And then for our upcoming renewals report, it's going to run and it's actually going to show you all upcoming renewals for the next 12 months. So it just automatically defaults out for that 12-month time frame. Again, the reason why I like to run this report, what I labeled on that one when I favorited it is I said, make sure they have recare, right? Make sure they have that upcoming appointment scheduled. I'll give you an idea of what that looks like. So we download it as a CSV. I take the data, select all of it, I copy, I paste. I now just put it into a Google Sheet. Google Sheet, I love organizing offices on Google Drive. If I was a consultant in your office, when I came in, I said, hey, we need to make sure everything's in one spot. And we typically created for you like a Google Suite account, right? So if we did that, and if you have access to Google Sheets, utilize this reporting and have your Google Drive organized. That'll help with your brain and your headaches in the future too. So we create Google Sheets, we have our reporting. It looks like this. The four reports that are my favorite, I've actually outlined them all on this one sheet. They're just under various tabs. So my first tab here is those upcoming renewals. Again, this is all just dummy patient information. And what I can see is specifically that this patient right here, test, is renewing. He's their email, their phone number, so their contact information is displaying for me here. I can see the date that they are due to renew. I can see the plan that they're on, how long have they been a member, and then I can see the frequency at which they're paying me. So this is an annual paying member. So this information, this report is telling me that test is going to pay me automatically $415 for an adult plan on January 15th. I should make sure test has their next recare scheduled, right? That's how we want your team to work this report. That is an effective way of working through a report, ensuring customers are on the schedule. My next report that I love to run and stay on top of is the cancellations report. So this one right here. So cancellations, typically when I run this report, cancellations, if you're on any sort of onboarding call with me, you'll hear me say that this is a report you want to run every single month. Your office manager should be running a whole slew, I would imagine, of different types of reports on or near the first of your month for your practice in general. Add this to the list. Now, ideally, you don't have a lot of patients canceling on DentalHQ. That shouldn't be the case. The reason why we run the report is we want to stay on top of it, right? We want to make sure if a cancellation occurred, was it handled correctly? So we cross-reference our practice management software to ensure that if and when a patient is canceled, they were charged. I'll give you an example of what that report might look like. So right here, we have your office name, the patient's name, we have their email, the member, sorry, this is the account owner's name, we have the member name. Typically, that's always the same. But our system is going to show you both in case we have like little Jimmy's the child, and then Dad John is the father, the account owner. Okay. So just don't get confused there. The date they enrolled, the date they canceled. Why did they cancel? The cancellation description. Guys, all of this is on your report already because when your team is creating these cancellations, or if your patients are canceling themselves, DentalHQ is already automatically capturing all this information. So it's good information to be aware of, right? Why is it happening? The plan they were on, the frequency at which they're paying, and then some numbers here in terms of dollar amounts. Now, in dentistry, we know the number one rule is there's always exceptions to the rule, right? Patients, there's always, patient case scenario. How did we handle this? Well, the patient, this was the story, right? So let's take a look at this breakdown real quick. We have Andrew Jones who canceled. He enrolled on December 30th. He canceled that same day. Why did he cancel? He enrolled in air. He was set to pay $420. He signed up for that adult monthly plan. $35 a month, 35 times 12 is $420. He paid for the first month when he enrolled. He didn't pay the remaining balance, right? He enrolled in air, and that's why. Makes sense. Understandable. Okay, patients enrolled in air, makes sense to cancel them. Mary Edwards, let's look at this one. And guys, when you run your reporting, things aren't going to be highlighted, things aren't going to be red. So these are just things that I'm pointing out to you on this call. But I want to make sure you're paying attention as I'm flowing through it here. So Mary enrolled. She's a patient who enrolled in April of last year. She was a member all the way up until December 15th of this last year of 2025, right? So she enrolled in April, paid monthly. So she paid April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. She paid 9 months, right? So her contract balance, total amount was 420. She paid 9 months worth, which means her remaining contract balance due was 105, right? So she paid 9 months. She has 3 months more that she has to pay. How much did the team collect? They did a good job here. They collected the remaining balance due. Your members are locked into a 12-month term. Everybody is required to pay that full 12-month term. With Andrew, there was an exception to the rule, right? He enrolled in air. We didn't collect anything. With Mary, no excuses. She was on for 9 months. She can't just cancel and not pay the remaining three. An amount should be charged. Okay. So the reporting tells you this. It tells you the story. It tells you what happened. Alyssa here is another one. Let's look at Alyssa. So Alyssa enrolled December of 2024. She canceled December of 2025. It looks like this patient was just on for a year. They paid that annual amount. Good deal. And the reason why they are leaving is because they switched office locations. All right, so we didn't charge them anything moving forward, right? Perfect. Makes sense. So that's cancellation reporting. Make sure you're reviewing that. Make sure you know how your cancellations are being handled. Make sure your team is collecting remaining contract balances that are due when patients are paying monthly or have been paying monthly. They are required, patients are required to pay the full 12-month term, and your team is prompted to collect that remaining term balance. So make sure they're doing that. The next one, delinquent members. So this is 3 of 4. All right, stick with me. Delinquent members. Now, again, ideally, you don't have a lot of members going delinquent either. This shouldn't be happening. If you have a lot of members that are going delinquent, if you run this report right now on this call and you have a lot of patients who have gone delinquent, reach out. We have ways to help you. All right. We don't like delinquent members. In fact, we pride ourselves here at Dental HQ of not having a high default or delinquency rate across our customers across the nation. Our default or delinquency rate is less than 2%. Now, inevitably, we will have customers who are located in areas where they just have a problematic patient base and they have a lot of patients going delinquent. So, again, if that's you, reach out. When patients go delinquent, how do we want to run that report? What do we want to do, right? First of all, we want to send them a bill, and eventually we may need to send them to collections. What do we want to do when patients go delinquent? I'm not going to get into it all the way, but know that we have a help article that details all of that for you. Okay, so help center, delinquent, how to handle delinquent accounts. It's all for you typed out right here, ready to go. Okay, let's look to see how many delinquent accounts we've had. I, again, like to have this something reporting wise that's tracked once a month on or near the first of the month. So in running this report, if I were to run it today's January 14th, but let's say I wanted to know how many members went delinquent in December. So again, you just adjust your dates here, right? Run the report from December 1st to December 31st. When we ran that report as a CSV, I converted it onto a Google Sheet. Great news, right? We only had one patient go delinquent. Guys, if you run a report and you're just seeing these like headers and you're not seeing anything below it, know that that is not an error. That's actually great news. Great news, nobody went delinquent. Okay, that's what that's telling you. So if we run a report for delinquent members and we see that we do have a list of members who have gone delinquent over the course of whatever timing we ran it for, handle it, right? We want to make sure we follow up with this patient. This patient is the account owner. We have the member name. So here I can see a discrepancy, right? Member is Sophie, account owner is Stefan, must be a kid. So Sophie was on, boom, a child plan, right? Paying monthly. That monthly rate was $28 a month. 28 times 12, 336. That's her total contract amount, right? That's her total 12-month term amount. Her contract balance was 280. All right, so the breakdown of that is right here as well. She was a member who joined in October. She was paying monthly. She was paying $28 a month. She went delinquent in December. So she paid for October. She paid for November. She went delinquent in December. So we have X amount being her contract balance, that remaining amount due, right? $280. So on Dental HQ, when you have a member who is delinquent, you can find that member on your members tab, and that would be your next step. I would encourage you to do that. Look at that member on your members tab. It will say they're delinquent. You will see that Dental HQ has reached out to that patient or the dad, in this case, the account owner. We send them emails, we send them text messages. Prior to going delinquent, they are in a late status or period of time for 28 days, receiving 7 emails and 7 texts from us. Guys, this is why we have a less than 2% default rate. We do all of these things. We do all this outreach to your patients to ensure that they pay you. And at this point, they know they're delinquent, okay? So all the more reason why I do say follow our recommendations here in terms of how to handle those delinquent accounts. Do send that patient a bill. Their options at this point, if I would not be on the phone with Stephen, I would say, hey, your options at this point are to pay 280. That's what's left of Sophie's membership plan balance. Or we can reverse all the discounts we've applied to treatment rendered and he can pay that bill, right? One's probably going to be more than the other. And I will almost guarantee it's cheaper for them just to pay off the membership plan because you guys are really building great plans that offer your patients value. So, upcoming renewals, cancellations, delinquent members. My last one is a fun one, guys. I really love when my offices have some sort of fun implemented into their membership plan. And what that means in terms of fun, I'm talking like an employee bonus system. Even if you don't have a bonus system to go along with your membership plans, this is still a fun report to run because it can help you to see who working your front desk is having the most success. So members added by users. Again, I like to run it as a CSV, convert it then into a Excel or Google sheet, and here's how it looks. So your office name, column B here is going to be your team member's name. So I have Corey, Jenny, and Nora working the front desk, right? Typically what I like to do, I'll give you a little Google Sheet 101. I like to freeze the top row because that is like my header. And then after I've frozen that row, I like to then sort A to Z. And now it gives me Corey all in one bunch. If I just sorted column B, Jenny and Nora, right? So what I can do here is I can see Corey added a lot of members. She's killing it up front, right? If I just highlight here over Corey's name, look down here at the lower right, I can see Corey added 45 members. And again, for this one, prior to running this, I would also adjust the dates, right? So how many members did we add last month? Who added the most? That's what this report is telling me. So Corey killed it. She added 45 members just herself last month. Amazing. Jenny, how many we got? Jenny added 16. Again, I'm just highlighting the row and I'm looking down here at the count. It says 16 here on the lower right. Nora is my third front desk team member. How many members did Nora add? She added 18. So you're going to know for whatever reason that's happening, right? Maybe Jenny and Nora work part-time. Maybe Corey's up there all the time and she's crushing it. Or maybe Corey's working that checkout station. She's my treatment coordinator. Even if you don't have a bonus system implemented around this, it's good to know because maybe what we need to do, new year, maybe we need to have a little refresher on our membership plans. And what I would do in having that refresher or that team meeting is I would say, hey, team, we're going to get together to talk about our membership plans. Corey, you're the star of my show here. You're killing it. You enrolled 45 patients last month on Dental HQ. What are you saying? Well, let's do a little role playing. Again, consultant hat coming at you here, role playing. It's one of the best things you can do with your team. Corey, what are you saying to our patients? How are you getting patients to sign up for the membership plan? Just get some team verbiage. That's really all your team needs to be successful is they need to know what to say and to be aligned as a team with how they're saying it. So utilize your reporting to be empowered with knowledge to know how you can make little changes or tweaks within your team to have more success. And again, fun and bonus systems around this. I'm not going to go into the weeds about all the different bonus systems you could create. If you want more info on that, just shoot it into the chat and you and I can always schedule a future one-on-one as needed. But those are my 4 upcoming renewals, cancellations, delinquent members, members added by user. And again, these 2, cancellation and delinquent members, if you're like 4 is too many, run those two. Just stay on top of those little things. Make sure your office is getting paid the money that you are due to get paid. And if you have a high number of delinquent members, please let us know. We are here to help. So, guys, everything that I've been covering so far is how you can pull reporting for any location, whether you're a single office, whether you're a multi-office, okay? What I like to do is utilize the rest of our time to show you our higher level overview of reporting that we specifically designed for our multi-location practices, our larger DSOs. So I'm going to pause sharing here for just a moment, and I am going to flip into a demo account that is more easily designed to view like a multi-location dashboard. Give me 1 second here, just a technology on my end. All right. Hannah, I just started sharing a multi-location dashboard. Can you see that on the screen?
Yep, I can.
Beautiful. All right. So, guys, if you are part of a group practice, right, you have more than one location. If you are the business owner, the office manager, or you have a high permission level, the moment you log in, you're dropped in here. So our multi-location dashboard, we like to show you quick snapshots again of your biggest numbers you need to pay attention to. Again, demo account here. So we got Adorn Dentistry out in California. We have 4 locations, and each office has a various number of members, right? I can see quick snapshots of that here. Revenue year to date, again, demo account. You should start to see some numbers, especially now that we're in almost the middle of the month of January. If you're in a multi-location dashboard and you're following along, I'm assuming you're seeing numbers there. As long as you have members, you should have some revenue coming in. Again, here, current active members. How many members do we have across our whole organization? Not just one location. Now we're looking at 4 for this office. How many are paying monthly? How many annual? What's our growth rate look like? That's always a good one too. As an organization, how many members have we increased by over the course of the last few days here? So this resets, as you can see, on the first of the month every month. And then your revenue. What are quick snapshots of that coming in? As an organization. Again, it's combined all 4 locations or however many locations you have for your office. And then we're going to keep things up not as crazy complex as all the graphs and pie charts. We just hit you with a pie chart on this multi-location dashboard. So again, with this office, it's a little more clean and basic. We have 3 plans established for this whole organization, these 4 locations, and you can see quick snapshots of how many members, like which of your plans is the most popular again, right? So pretty basic on the multi-location dashboard. We don't want to overwhelm you too much, but we do want to give you all the information you need for reporting for your organization as a whole. And that's what we're going to look at a little more in depth here under the reports tab specifically. So if you're in a multi-location setting and we want to pull reporting and we want combined reporting for all locations, do it under the multi-location reports tab. Okay. If you are in a multi-location setting and you're like, all right, cool, but I just want to see reporting for San Jose, and that's really the only location I want to focus on right now, that's fine too. But then just open that location specifically and go into all the reporting that we were just in that I showed you on that other demo account, right? You can do all of that under a multi-location setting as well, and you can toggle back and forth between all 4 of your locations up here. What we're going to show you specifically, though, is the multi-location level. So we give you the opportunity here to pull some quick reports. We found that these are the most common reports our big organizations want to pull pretty much immediately. So do you want to filter by location, or do you want to just run it for all locations? And then you can run either an Excel or a CSV file, convert it however you want, or just play with it in Excel as needed. Similar here with payout reports as we saw in the single office environment. Excuse me, but here what I have now are all locations payouts. So you can see that they all come in, usually right around the same time, on or near the first of the month. Money's hitting doctor's bank account. If your locations have their own individual bank, obviously the money is going to each its own individual bank. My multi-location, my admin users have the ability to update that banking information here on their own too at any point in time. Same thing here. We can filter date ranges. We can look at all payouts we've received year to date or in the last 90 days, whatever you want to see. You can filter by location. And this is a very convenient one. If you're like, man, we had this deposit come in and it's for X amount and I just don't know where it's from, search for it. Search for that net amount. It'll save you a lot of time there. The activity and financial reports, so this should look very familiar here. We just spent a good chunk of time talking about all the different types of reports DentalHQ can allow you to run. And my personal favorites, they're going to be pretty much the same when it comes to multi-location as well. When we run a multi-location report, again, what you're going to see on that file, CSV, or if you convert it into a Google Sheet, and Hannah, you can see my Google Sheet here, right? Did I
Yes, I
just
can.
Okay, cool. So if you have a multi-location report that you just ran, you're going to have a location name. So you can like filter that column by that specific office or location. You're also going to have on that report group. And that group might be blank or it might not be. I know for one of my offices, one of my customers, I should say, they have 45 offices. They're based out of Oklahoma. They kill it. They're doing a great job. And we have grouped their offices together because I'm sure, as you can imagine, 45 offices, they have some general, they have some pediatric. So we have actually organized their locations into groups, something you can do right here. Not a lot of our offices utilize that feature just because we don't have a lot of offices with that level of, 45 plus locations. But if you're one of those and you want help on just organizing your locations into groups, yeah, reach out, let us know. I can help you with that too. On the reports specifically, location name is generated for you. Okay, so you can see like what information or what data pertains to which location. And if you have them grouped, it's going to have that level of detail added as well. So just another column. And then depending on what report you run, various columns of data, right? I'm not gonna like pull all that up and run over all of that because again, we just spent a lot of time, but you get the general idea of how you can pull reports in bulk for multiple locations and kind of go through and filter the data as you wish. You can filter by locations as well. So same as we could do before and with the dates. Your ledger tab under your multi-location reports dashboard, this is going to probably have a lot more information than what my demo account here is even showing, right? So this is going to be like for this office, a combined total of all transactions happening across all 4 locations. And again, if your teams are killing it at all 4 locations with adding members, you're going to see a lot of transactions listed here. That's what we want to see. So this is where all the patient or account owners' names are listed, your members' names are listed as well, and then you can see what transactions or dollar amounts are actually occurring here. So most commonly used, the ledger is most commonly used under that single office environment, right, for tracking and accounting. But if you're trying, find a number, figure out a story real quick for one specific patient, and you're one of my big like office admins, this can be a great tool to utilize to help you to get the information you need a little bit faster. So that is multi-location overview of reporting, very similar to what you can pull in the single office environment, but just on a much larger, grander scale. We have about 10 minutes left, and what we did highlight in this webinar is that we are also going to talk very briefly about PMS integration. So PMS integration, the reason why it relates to numbers, tracking, and accounting is because some of our offices are utilizing it for their tracking and accounting systems. The beautiful thing about PMS integration right now is we integrate with almost every software that's out there, almost every practice management software out there. And we actually recently established a relationship with Curve, where if you have Curve, if you're on the call today and you are a Curve customer, you get PMS integration for free. So please know that if you are a Curve customer, drop it into the chat right now. Let's connect and let's get you integration for free. My other offices, maybe you're using Open Dental, Dentrix, EagleSoft, whatever it is, do know that we absolutely do integrate with those softwares. So integration needs to happen on the single office environment. You saw as I was just chatting here, I went from the multi-location space, I opened the San Jose location, single office specifically. I went to settings, PMS integration. Guys, you can connect integration. You don't need to be on a call with us, okay? But I do recommend it. The reason why, you're going to come here, you're going to select that you use Dentrix. You're going to select your version. If you don't know how to find that, Google it. I'm on calls all day long with customers who don't know how to find it. The number one thing I do is I just Google it, how to find my version in Dentrix, right? It'll tell you. So you're going to you're going to select your PMS, you're going to find your version, you're going to indicate it. The system is going to tell you what integration will do for you. Two things. Number one, it's a great marketing tool. We're going to read your schedule. We're going to look to see who is coming in, who doesn't have insurance. We're going to send those uninsured patients emails and texts letting them know, hey, John, we have a membership plan here at Adorn Dentistry. Check it out. It's short, it's sweet, it's not spammy, and it basically just targets that primary patient that you want as a member in your practice, right? They don't have insurance, they should be a member. So it's a great marketing tool. It's reading your schedule. It can also, integration can also, second feature, write to your patient ledger. So what does that mean? It means all the transactions that are occurring, right? If I'm a member, I'm signing up. I've paid membership plans monthly. I'm making maybe $35 payments every single month. Those $35 payments can post automatically into my Dentrix ledger. And guess what? A charge or an adjustment will also go along with that. So if you work the front desk or in accounting in any sort of way, you know we don't just want payments posting, because if we just have payments and no charges or no adjustments to go along with that, I now have credits. So the system will post payments automatically. It will post adjustments for that same amount automatically onto your patient's ledgers in Open Dental, Dentrix, EagleSoft. Again, we integrate with a lot of different softwares. So a lot of my offices are using integration for establishing their tracking and accounting systems and just having a more accurate record of revenue and what's coming into the office. Now, if you are not with Curve, if you are with Open Dental, Dentrix, EagleSoft, there is usually an additional charge for integration. You'll see that all outlined to you on your screen, okay, what that additional charge looks like. Again, guys, if you have questions, is it worth it? Let me know. What I will say is everybody on this call gets a free 90-day trial. So if you even just want to try it out for 90 days for free, drop it in the chat. Let us know. Give us your email. We'll connect. We'll make sure you get that 90-day free trial. Okay. All right. Hannah, we got 7 minutes. What questions have come in?
So far none. So if anyone
Good.
has any questions for Ashley, this is the time to ask them. You can type them in chat or use the Q&A feature if you feel like it.
And I'm cool to just hang out at least for the next 2 minutes while you guys think of what might be a question. If it's related to reporting, or maybe it's not related to reporting, maybe it's something related to nothing we even covered topic-wise on Dental HQ. That's totally fine. Fire away in the chat. We're happy to help.
Kimberly asks, how is the best way to get help?
How's the best way to get help? Yes, I love that question. Kimberly Help lives on your platform. It's here on the lower left. I will say, depending on what you need help with, we got a lot of downloads, things that you can reference to help you with whatever your topic might be. Links, quick links here. Your patient sign up page should be probably one of the most popular links you use here under help. And then, of course, calling, right? When you need help, you generally are like, hey, I need to talk to somebody. So our support team's phone number is right here. It always lives there. 254 DHQ help. Call that number. You will talk to one of my two amazing guys. They've been with us for, I want to say, almost 5 years now. They know the platform just as well as I do. And our support team, if you call them, if they don't answer, they're on the phone. Okay, so please leave them a message. They will call you back. We have a really, really good responsive support team. Our ratings, our reviews for them have been off the charts lately. So I know they're doing good work because our customer feedback is great. Call them, chat with them. If it's a patient-related question, Kimberly, I will specifically ask you to do this. Go to your members tab, find whatever patient you have that question on, and email our support team directly from that patient's account. Now, of course, you can call them too. That's totally fine. But generally, they're going to need to know, all right, who's the patient in question? Usually the inquiries that come in are like, hey, this patient got charged, or maybe they didn't get charged, and I need to see what they were charged, right? Whatever your question is, my support team just needs to know, who are we talking about? So if you email them directly from the patient's page, it's going to generate an email to my support team and it's going to let them know who that patient is automatically. It attaches that patient information with your initial outreach to them. So they can already start looking into the account and digging around for information to help you that much faster. So you can help your patient that much faster. Another way you can get help, multiple ways. Anytime you see a question mark, click on it. You'll see this is popping up here too. This is my help center, big blue question mark here on the lower right, question marks on the top right. There's various question marks throughout the platform, FAQs, all sorts of different things we've built in just to kind of make answers more apparent to you. But our help center specifically, I like to point this out, our knowledge base. This is extensive, and we have a ton of help articles we've written. If you want to know maybe how to process a refund, I just typed in refund, right? So all of these help articles came up. How to cancel, click to cancel. If I need to refund a member, how do I do that? These help articles give you detailed step-by-step instructions and visuals in most cases. Some of them even have videos. So just a really good like wealth of knowledge there available through the Help Center, specifically through our knowledge base as well. Um, Hannah, any other questions while I just continue to rant?
Yes, one more from Shannon that says, is there a way to make everything? Oh, sorry, Shannon asks before. We have noticed quite a few problems with issues on the reports not being right. The report is different from the actual ledger. Is there a way to make everything match? Some patient will have a renewed date in May, and the report will
Yeah.
show that a payment is coming through for patient when it's really not. Is this a glitch on your end or something we need to do differently?
Um, to be honest, I would love to look at that report and see and to be able to answer that question for you without looking at the report and kind of looking at what you're looking at in the exact patient scenario. It's hard for me to give you a correct response here. So what I will say is, do we have the customer who reached out here, Hannah? Do we have their contact info? Have we captured that?
I believe I probably have it through the registration. So, Shannon, if you're comfortable with it, I can grab your email through the registration that you gave us. And
Mhm.
then Ashley, I'm assuming you can contact Shannon from there.
Yeah, absolutely. I will do that. And I will say, just kind of to the rest of anybody else who's listening, when you have things like this come up, guys, please reach out. Like that's our support team can help you through any of the number of ways that I just showed you how to get in touch with our support team. You can also email success@dentalhq.com. That will specifically go to the inbox managed by the account managers. So we have our support guys and then we have our account managers. So that's myself, Tammy, and we have dental experience where we can absolutely help in kind of deciphering, reporting, and seeing why numbers might not be matching up. Any other questions, Hannah?
I think that's it.
Okay, good deal. Well, guys, if you do have any questions, maybe we didn't get to it today, or if it's like 3 a.m. and you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't ask this on the Dental HQ webinar. Totally fine. Email us, okay? Support@dentalhq.com for questions works. Success@dentalhq.com for questions hits me specifically and Tammy, as I just mentioned. We are more than willing to help, and we love hearing from our customers. If you are reaching out to us with questions, it's an area for us to help you find more success. And that's how we view it. And that's what we're here for. That's why we're called the Success Team. So thank you so much for your time today on the webinar. I really did enjoy just going over all of this with you. Nerding out and crunching numbers and reporting, it's something I do love to do. So thank you again for your time and stay tuned for all the other marketing things, fun things, and new features we have rolling out. Our marketing team's great about sharing those. So have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks.